It's time for Wolo and Friends on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here is your host, the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
As I was walking down the street one day, a man came up to me and asked me what the time was that was on my watch. Yeah, I said, does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care?
Man, it's hot outside, man.
It's
hot. Is the AC working in here? It's hot in here, man. You know what? How hot is it, Bryant?
It's so hot.
Ask me.
How hot is it, Jay?
It's so hot. I feel like we're missing something
I
there.
do
I
think
think
we're
there's
missing
supposed to be like a joke on the end of there, like you know how they used to do on like old talk shows, like so it's
Right.
so hot that people were melting. I don't know.
Huh.
That's not a joke, obviously.
No,
you know,
no.
yeah. People have had. Okay, I got it. I know how we can
Okay.
make it a joke.
Okay.
Like people that have had a lot of plastic surgery.
Right,
Okay, so
right,
what
right.
you would do is you would insert the name of a celebrity that's famous for having lots of
Okay.
plastic surgery, and then say that they were melting. Okay, so give it a try.
It's so hot that Kim Kardashian was melting.
Wow, it worked.
That was it.
Wow, it worked.
We did it.
It's a good radio audience right there. For one thing,
Wow.
you don't always hear them.
Right.
But also, we gave them the formula, who it was
Uh-huh.
going to be, how it was going to be set up, and they still guffawed, almost as though it was pre-recorded.
Almost.
Almost as though. Unbelievable. Well, we have a lot of things happening today in spite of the heat, Bryant. They're still playing baseball in spite of the heat.
Yeah,
I
they
can't
are.
really figure out why they would do that. It seems silly to me. It seems like we don't need to be playing baseball when it's hot. But there's
That's why we
a
have
lot.
more domes.
We need more
can
domes.
regulate.
What are the domes? Give me the domes. Miami has a dome,
Miami
sort
has
of,
a
but you can
dome.
open and close it. Arizona open and close dome.
Seattle.
Texas.
Toronto, Texas, Houston.
Houston does too.
That might be all of them.
I guess Houston does. Oh, Houston's open and closed as well,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I
They're all
think
open and
all of them
closed
are open and
nowadays.
closed.
There's no just closed ones.
No.
The old Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome
Yeah.
is no longer in existence.
Astrodome.
Astrodome,
Yeah.
who housed the Astros, believe it or not.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Unbelievable. Well, there's a lot happening this week outside of sports as well. I want to cover those stories real quick, and then we'll get into some sports stuff. Tomorrow, what's today, the 12th? Yeah, so tomorrow is the start of the Montreal Comedy Festival. That begins.
Wow.
It's called Just for Laughs. You might have heard of it before. It's Just for Laughs Montreal. They've expanded all over the place now, but it starts, the main one, the biggest one, Montreal, starts tomorrow. It's the biggest comedy festival in the world. So if you're a fan of comedy, first of all, there's really no reason to be listening to this show, but that starts tomorrow. It's a big comedy festival, and if you don't really know what a comedy festival is, it's basically like one of those big music festivals, but for comedy, for jokes, So think of it as like Jokecella, or Laughapalooza, or Bonnaroo. I think it's Bonnaroo, actually,
Yeah, I
isn't
think
it?
so.
Bonnaroo sounds a little more like
Yeah.
Australian pornography or something. Just for Laughs, though, is famous for starting the careers of tons of big-name comedians,
Okay.
like Amy Schumer and Jimmy Fallon. But don't hold that against them, because now they have funny ones. No, I actually like both of those comedians, but, the other people's careers at once was Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart, and I'm certainly
wow,
not,
yeah,
certainly
those
not going to make jokes about those guys.
Fantastic.
But that starts tomorrow. It's headlined by Kevin Hart, Bill Burr, and Russell Peters this year. 3 very funny comedians. So check this out. You can stream most of it on the internet if you want to watch it that way, or if you're just going to happen to be in Montreal, I guess you
go.
can. Have you ever been to French Cornelia, Bryant?
I have a place up there.
No, this
No,
not.
we're
This
not
is
doing
not.
that.
We're not doing that bit. Have you ever been there?
No, I've never been. I've never been
out
to
of the
Canada. My
country.
family's been to Canada. I've never been to Canada.
Bonsoir. Sacre bleu.
I took French in high school after I got kicked out of Spanish.
All right, what's bonsoir mean?
I only took 2 years of French.
Oh, so you don't know
I
bonsoir.
know.
I feel like good evening would be like one of the first things you cover.
Probably,
though.
but that was back in high school.
Sacre bleu. They probably didn't do sacre bleu.
no.
It's
We
a
did,
curse word, so probably not.
Well, the first time I remember one of the first lessons in French, my French teacher asked me to read the sentence or whatever, and I said, "Oi." Instead of
Sounds
"we."
Australian.
Yeah, I know.
Oi!
Oi!
Oi, oi!
And she goes, "What?" And I go, "It says oi." And she said, "This is we."
I love that
Bad
your
start.
confidence with the teacher is like, what are you
are you
yelling at me
talking about?
for? It
Says
says
oi.
oi. Yeah. No, that sounds pretty much consistent with everything I know about you. Excellent. Well, that's happening. And also, finally, I've been waiting for 2 weeks to talk about this and really been waiting for a month now for this to happen. But what comes out today, came out last night actually on Hulu and HBO Max, is the Bob's Burgers movie.
Have you watched it yet?
I have not watched. I mean, I have watched it, but
but
not on streaming yet. It came out at like
You were
1 a.m. last night.
contemplating staying up till midnight until you realized that it released at 2 a.m.
It might have released at 11 though. I didn't even stay up that late. I'm not sure how they released it, but nonetheless, it came out today. It's very good. You might think, well, this is animated television or animated, and I don't care about animated stuff. I'm an adult. I don't watch it. I'm telling you right now, you should give it a chance. There's not a whole lot of good scripted television nowadays, just in my humble opinion. And I think that some animated stuff is being done really well. For instance, this show in particular, this movie came out by all movie making standards, not just like it was like Animation Central gave it 2 thumbs up. It got a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes by critics and a 98% audience score. So that's very consistent for audiences and critics. It's a very good movie. It came out the same day as Top Gun. Now, everyone in the world saw Top Gun, and they all saw it 3 times. So instead of maybe going to see Top Gun once and Bob's Burgers once, they saw Top Gun 3 times.
Wow.
And so I think I would highly recommend somebody go watch this movie. It's on Hulu, on HBO Max. If you have access to either of those streaming services, you can watch it on either one starting today. I highly recommend it. Can't recommend it enough. Now to sports. It seems like the topics of the day, Bryant, are sports media topics. Commentary on sports media.
Right.
Which I didn't realize I was allowed to do.
ESPN.
I didn't know I was allowed to. I didn't realize I was allowed to do commentary on sports media. But now that I know I have free reign, I'm going to talk about the main story of the day when it comes to sports media. Brian, do you know what that is?
I'm assuming it's going to be the ESPN.
What's that?
ESPN messing up Jaws tweet.
What? Courtesy of who?
Ballsack Sports.
Oh, no, I didn't hear about that.
No?
What the story that I have is actually about Don LaGreca, who is on the radio with Michael Kay in New York on it's like 98.3 ESPN in New York.
Right.
We don't like ESPN, but it's also courtesy of the Yes Network. And Don LaGreca, you might have heard
and
before.
You love the Yes Network. No, you don't. You like where do you watch the?
The Knicks are on MSG, if that's what you mean.
MSG, and you also watch the Rangers on
I
MSG.
do on MSG because they both play in the Garden, and it's owned by the same
Madison Square Garden,
James Dolan, you see. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. Don LaGreca works with Michael Kay on the Michael Kay Show on ESPN New York. And he also does pre and post game. He does pre and post for the Rangers and the Jets, and he does a bunch of different stuff. He also is famous for losing his mind on the radio, something that's near and dear to my heart, in the very least. And yesterday, a caller called in to talk about Joey Gallo because I don't know if you know about Joey Gallo, Bryant. He's hitting like 112,
right? Not a great season,
and is terrible. But the Yankees also have the best record in baseball. And so a caller calls in to object to the fact that Don LaGreca is saying that Joey Gallo is not costing the Mets any game. Let's take a listen.
You can't answer questions because I asked you 17 times. You haven't been able to give up with any kind of comprehensive answer on why he's hurting the team. Plus, I told you why he's in the lineup because he's a great fielder. You don't think fielding helps you win? Does fielding help you win? Does fielding help you win? That's 3 times. Does fielding help you win? 4 times I've asked. Does fielding help you win? 5 times. All right. So on the 5th time, you finally answer the question. All right. So how is he hurting them when they've got the best record in baseball and off to the 3rd best start in the history of a franchise that does nothing but finish above 500? How is he hurting them? He's not. But I agree with you. Come postseason time, he's going to kill him. And guess what? He's going to be gone. They're already planning the exit strategy now. So how am I a moron?
Don, when the guy comes back,
because every answer's Don.
Ask him how he's hurting him. Ask him how he's hurting him, and he'll have the same response I do. He stinks, and he's an automatic out.
Right. Okay. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Foolish.
But he's not hurting them at all. And he's not hurting them at all.
He's an out.
But hold on. What? There's going to be 27 outs. He can't make all of them. And they're still, how are they so good? What's their record without him? How
Don,
can they have a
when
better
play
record
the
than what they
teams-
have?
Oh my gosh, Don,
Well, no.
you're
Oh my
lunatic.
God, to
And
you.
some of your comments are.
No, hold on. You have no comments. I'm
That's
at least
not from
answering your
Mike.
question. All you say is Don. I know my name is Don. How is he hurting them?
The question. He gets an out every time.
But
up,
it's
Don.
not hurting
Are
them.
you
It's
stupid?
not hurting them. If he bats
Don.
0, the team
Oh my
is
God,
40
Don.
games above 500.
Okay,
But
okay.
you really think he's going to be on this team in the playoffs? Do you really believe he's going to be batting 160 and starting in the outfield and batting 6th for the Yankees in the postseason? Do you really think so?
So, Don, if they had a guy batting 300 in his spot, they'd be 25 games up. That's how he's hurting him.
Oh, my God.
And
Is that-
Michael
you
Kay,
think
the guy
so?
So
carrying
that's
your
what you need to do.
career,
Oh,
and
stop
he'll
with your
agree with me.
Michael Kay. I'm on the air.
I mean,
I
geez.
worked at the Fan before Michael Kay. I do Ranger games without Michael Kay. 16 years doing pre and post for the Jets. Guess what? No Michael Kay. I got a
I know.
podcast that's in the top 50 in every country on the planet. No Michael Kay.
But you-
I've got 2
but you couldn't
kids.
host a
I've
radio
got a
show
wife.
without Michael Kay.
17 years. I'll be married to her in September. Guess what? No Michael Kay. I've got hair that people would die to have. Michael Kay, nothing. I'm a fabulous driver. Michael Kay's got nothing to do with it. I'm one of the best friends you could ever have in your life. 0 to do with Michael Kay. Do not ever say to me, you wouldn't have the guts to say it to my face, Michael Kay's got nothing to do with what I am and who I am. I can work with Michael Kay. I can work without Michael Kay. You better bring it. You ask me questions, I answer them. I ask you questions, you say, Don, 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 Don. That's what Cuber was saying when I was tripping on Mesk in 84. Playing it, Don, Don. Kept looking behind me, thought something was going on. I hate you. You know what? Let's take a break.
When was that?
That was yesterday,
That was yesterday.
on the Michael Kay show without Michael Kay, because Michael Kay was on the way back from doing the Michael K-Rod or the K-Rod show,
K-Rod
which
show,
they do on Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN2.
Oh, man.
So that was just unadulterated Michael Kay by himself.
Wow.
A great rant. Really good rant.
Ooh.
What do you like better, Bryant? Me losing my mind yesterday or Don LaGreca right there?
I think I might have to go with Don.
I have to go with Don
I
as
gotta
well.
go with Don.
It's actually, Bryant, believe it or not, I'm going to take this opportunity to play another sound from Don LaGreca.
Oh, great.
That was a good one, obviously. Very
Yeah.
good rant, right?
Right.
But I have one that I think ranks as the best Don LaGreca rant of all time.
Okay.
That one, obviously, about Joey Gallo. First of all, he said Joey Gallo's a great fielder. A minus field war fielder this year. minus 0.3.
Yeah.
He also, I cut this out, but before that, they were like railing against Isaiah Kiner Falefa, like, why don't you have a problem with Kiner Falefa if you have a problem with Joey Gallo? First of all, Kiner Falefa hitting 280 on the
Yeah.
season, and also is a plus fielding war. Joey Gallo used to be a good fielder. He's not a
Not
good
anymore.
fielder right now. He used to be an excellent fielder.
yeah.
Not anymore right now. That's neither here nor there, though. That's a great Don LaGreca
That's
rant.
hilarious.
It does not rank, though. Well, I'm going to let you decide, Bryant, if that one ranks ahead of his famous rant about the New York Football Giants.
Oh, great.
Not, please do not, under any circumstances, please, dear God in heaven above, do not make football into baseball. Where now everybody, because they love football, so they're going to come up with all these nuanced statistics, how this one did this and this one did that. I got eyeballs. I watched a 36-year-old quarterback getting slaughtered. He got sacked 5 times. How many times was he pressured? Were they able to run the football? So that means the defense knows exactly what's coming. So the times he did have time, everybody dropped into coverage and nobody was open, and eventually the pocket deteriorated. Everyone realizes they've got a pylon as a left tackle. So stop with all these, the Pro Football Index, Yo-Yo Bumchuck treated this about this stat and that stat. Don't give me sabermetrics. Don't give me Fenwick and all these garbage statistics. What did your eyeballs tell you? What kind of duress was Eli under? What kind of time did he have to throw the football? Come on, stop it already, all right? Everybody's coming up with these stats. Oh, well, this offensive lineman, only 27% of the time was Eli pressured from his left side on Monday nights when Sean McDonough's the announcer. Stop. Stop creating some narrative that everybody knows football better than somebody else. Your eyeballs tell the story. The offensive line sucks, period. That's my stat. You want a stat? You want sabermetrics? Offensive Don LaGreca tweeted last night or said on the Michael Kay show, offensive line stinks. That's the stat. Give me a break. That's what we're going to do, Michael? We're going to be like accountants now in baseball? Was it the Pythagorean theorem? The Pythagorean theorem said that the Giants offensive line, that their record should be 1-1. That's the Pythagorean theorem said that the Giants offensive line, that their record should be 2-0.
When I talk Pythagorean theorem, I sound like that?
No.
Oh.
The people that trust the Pythagorean theorem,
Okay.
the people that listen to the Pythagorean theorem, the people that sit there at their desk that only know the naked body through National Geographic, that do the math to come up with the Pythagorean theorem. That's what they sound like. Quit it. It's football. I've been watching it for 40 years. 40 years. That's one of the worst offensive lines I've ever seen. And they have not gone this long without scoring 20 points since 77-78 when Joe Pisarcik was their quarterback. Patterson played Joe. So take that with your Pythagorean theorem. The Joe Pisarcik theorem. You're dead.
Love it. So which one you like better, Brian?
I don't know, because that
Second one's good, man.
Second one's good.
It's a classic.
But also you have the element of like a caller in the first
No,
one.
well, I cut out the call. There was a caller before. That's what led them along that
I
rant was the
see.
caller there. But they cut the caller off. Don LaGreca yesterday, the producers actually put the caller on hold, and he goes, no, put him on the line. I want to talk to him. And so that's what happened
the
there.
constant Don.
Yeah,
Don.
you had the
that
Don.
That kind of helps. I kind of like the first one better.
Yo-Yo Bumchuck is a great name for a fake person that you made up to rail against. I loved it. It's my favorite.
You know the Pythagorean theorem? Can you give me the Pythagorean theorem right now?
No, I watch football with my eyes, Brian. I've been watching football for 40 years. 40.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
C squared.
There you
That's
go.
right. Excellent job.
Thank you.
Well done. I think that is a great commentary, though, on I don't think either of those calls, I don't think either of those clips, the caller is what really set him off. I think that's the nature of having a frustrating player on your team, that's what makes you have it. So the first one is they have a, what do you call it? A pylon as their left tackle.
Pylon, yeah.
A turnstile at left tackle. We've all been cheering for a team where there's an offensive lineman that makes you want to punch a hole through your TV every Sunday. And for instance, Joey Gallo is a player that they traded for last year, put all this hype into, and he's hitting 120 with a negative fielding WAR, which fielding's the thing he's supposed to do the most consistently. He's terrible at both. I think that's the nature of that. Name a player that, I'm putting you on the spot, Brian. Can you think of a player on a team you've cheered for that makes you want to punch a hole in the wall? There has to be a Cowboy at some
Gotta
point.
be somebody.
You flip flop so many teams. I don't think you truly care about anybody.
I've never flip flopped a team. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't
Really
know.
can't think of one.
Can't think of one. Dak Prescott.
Really? That's a terrible. That's an awful.
Nah,
one.
I'm kidding. I don't know.
You're not kidding though. You hate Dak Prescott.
I don't hate Dak Prescott.
You just don't think he's good.
I'm not a huge fan.
That's
of Dak
crazy.
Prescott.
Would you like? There's only a couple top 10 quarterbacks in football.
And he's one of them. He's number 10, actually.
Oh yeah.
According to the ESPN Plus article yesterday, Jeremy Fowler.
Wow, number 10
He's
overall.
Top 10. He was number 10.
And you're unhappy with this
In
top
front
10
of Lamar
quarterback cheering for your
Jackson.
team. You think Lamar is better than Dak?
I don't know. No. Dak's better. Dak's number 1. Best quarterback in the league.
Fair enough.
Go Cowboys.
So that basically was my Don LaGreca segment. It's because, we had to talk about sports media day. It's what everyone's talking about.
Oh, today's Sports Media Day.
That's what I'm saying. Sports media commentary day is what
right.
we're doing today. That's what everyone's doing.
I love it.
I think there was another story we didn't quite touch on. I saw the Commercial Appeal wrote an article about something.
I don't.
But
maybe I missed that one.
I'm not familiar with what that was. When we come back, though, we're going to talk about some more sports, some sports that happened yesterday, and talk a little bit less about sports media. However, I have to say today's show is brought to you by a sexy new thriller, a man in the outback with his front out. Brian Takis is Bonnaroo. We'll be right back.
Be sure to follow us at Sports56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. Is your air conditioning system struggling to keep up this summer? It may just need a tune-up. Good news, it's super tune-up time at Conway Services. We'll come out and perform our 16-point Energy Saver Super Tune-up on your air conditioning system for only $69. And if you have an air conditioner that leaks Freon every year, we'll include a leak check at no charge.
License number 64210, 64365 EAS, MS 19668.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
I often say they've set the bar for the way car business should be done at Homer Skelton Hyundai. You know how close that is. It's right there at Highway 78, Lamar Avenue, and Craft Road, the very first exit in Mississippi. I say it because they always come up with new innovations. And right now, when we've had all these shortages on new cars, Homer Skelton Hyundai is always going to come through for you. You won't pay more than the sticker price for a new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. That's Chris True's pledge. You'll never pay more than sticker price. Those other guys, they could charge you a whole lot more for that new car because they know there's a shortage. That never happens at Homer Skelton Hyundai. That's part of the philosophy and the team that's been together for about 15 years now. You want the best of service? You want the best of products? It's the combination and the trust you'll always get from the best guys around. Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 9 to 11 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhelge and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on Sports 56. Real sports talk.
I don't know. Can you just pick something and order? Yeah, but anyway, who are you at? You don't...
It only takes 2 seconds of distracted driving to become a statistic. You can lose your driving privileges, your vehicle, face jail time, or even lose or take a life. Slow down, Memphis. The life you save may be your own. Brought to you by the Memphis Police Department, Traffic Operations.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-469-4689. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-469-4689 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-469-4689 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-469-4689.
Hi, everybody. Greg Gaston for FanDuel. Add a little excitement to your sports watching experience by betting on all the action on FanDuel Sportsbook. There's a reason why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Their app is simple to use. They've got great odds on all different betting markets, unique fun bet types like same-game parlays, and exclusive always-on promotions such as enhanced odds boosts on the biggest events that let you get more action out of every game day. And if you win, they even get you your winnings safely in as little as 24 hours. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app to get started, and be sure to sign up with promo code GASMAN so they know I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code GASMAN. Must be 21 or over and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit is required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions do apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call Tennessee Redline at 1-800-889-9789.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM, presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
I'm a great friend. That has nothing to do with Michael K. Man, I love Don LaGreca.
What a great clip.
That is funny, man.
I hadn't heard that. That was.
You might be right. It
hilarious.
might surpass the Pythagorean theorem.
I think it
Pythagorean
does.
theorem.
Because he gets so worked up.
He does.
And he didn't get that worked up.
We could have played. I mean, we could have done entirely Johnny Radio's Happy Hour, which is a 2-hour show, as opposed to this is an hour. We could have done a 2-hour show just with Don LaGreca clips. We wouldn't have had to say a word the whole show. He has so many where he just loses his mind. It's great radio.
Hits. Yeah.
It's good radio.
It's hilarious.
However, tomorrow on the show, Dave is back. Wolo.
Yeah.
So we won't tease any of our celebrity friends from the mid-2000s. They're not coming on tomorrow. Instead, tomorrow's guest, Credibility.
That sounds about right.
So it'll be nice to have that back with Dave.
It's been off, bro.
It's been off
a little
for
over
while.
a week.
A good vacation for Credibility, I suppose. Some baseball games were played last night, Brian.
Yeah, they were.
And I want to start with one that probably no one cares about, but it's the Miami Marlins, who you texted me yesterday, and this is certainly something that a lot of people are going to care about. Bryant gambled on the Marlins yesterday, everybody.
I gamble on a lot of
Yes,
things.
and the listeners, I know, are on the edge of their seats to know what you gambled on yesterday and if it won or lost. However, Trevor Rogers is a very interesting case. So yesterday, he's had a rough season so far. Yesterday, he went 5 1/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 7 Ks. His ERA is 5.42. Last year, Trevor Rogers was an NL All-Star and the runner-up for the NL MVP. I'm sorry, NL Rookie of the Year, not MVP. That's a whole different category. So he was an NL All-Star in 2021 and the runner-up to Rookie of the Year. Listen to his 2021 stats. 18 starts to this point, first half. 18 starts to this point, 7.6, 2.31 ERA, a strikeout to walk ratio of 3.59, and home runs per 9 innings, 0.4. Less than 1.
Yeah.
This year, through the same time period, 17 starts, he's 4-8, which is not a huge record's not hugely important here, but he has a 5.42 ERA, double what he had last year, a strikeout to walk ratio of 1.9, half of what he had last year, and a home run per 9 innings, 1.2, 3 times as large as his last year. It's really unbelievable his downfall over the course of 12 months?
If that.
Yeah, you're right, less than that, because he finished the season strong, too. Yeah. Trevor Rogers still has, if you look at strikeout rates, I'm sorry, not strikeout rates. If you look at spin rates and other advanced pitching metrics like that, all of his statistics are just as good, if not better, than they were last year. The difference is he's missing spots. So he's missing these pitches over the plate. So he's still throwing really good off-speed stuff. It's just missing his spot, throwing it over the plate, and you miss over the plate with a spinner in baseball in the major leagues. Balls are going to hit out of the park. That makes sense why his home runs per 9 has gone up to 1.2.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it really is. So the Pirates, who are third in the NL Central now, so I was about to say not very good, but, they're not that far behind our Cardinals, so I can't say that. But they are now 37-50. They beat the Marlins last night 5-1. They'll play again today. I can't remember who's on the mound for either of those teams, but we'll talk about that more in a little bit when we talk about games tonight. Really unbelievable downfall for Trevor Rogers.
Yeah.
In addition to yesterday, the Cardinals got a win.
Yeah, they did.
And
2 in a row.
And my buddy Robbie has been texting me. He texted me last week. I said this yesterday, and I echoed these sentiments. Honestly, he railed against Albert. Railed against Corey Dickerson, and railed against Lars. And I, too, have been railing against really 2 of the 3. I'm fine with Albert. I can deal with the splits. But I, too, have been railing against Corey Dickerson, Dick, and Lars Nootbaar. And yesterday they came up really big,
Yeah,
Brian.
they were like the 3 biggest players for the
Albert hits a double,
Yeah.
moves to 3rd in career extra base hits leaders, ahead of Stan Musial with 1,378. He is still about 100 behind Hank Aaron in 1st, and Barry Bonds in 2nd has 1,440. So good for Albert with a double. So Albert hits a double, then Corey Dickerson comes up, hits a bomb, scores him. Nick Castellanos could have caught that ball, though. Yeah, it was right over the fence. He could have caught that ball. But Corey Dickerson hits a bomb. Then later in the game, wouldn't you know, Lars Nootbaar comes in as a pinch hitter for Juan Yepez and goes yard himself, Bryant. A tale of things to come?
I would hope so.
What have you done for me lately? Yesterday they were all great, so maybe they're all hot.
Maybe they're all hot, and they need to be hot because they're about to take on the Dodgers. But they need hitting, so maybe the hitting can, start firing back up. Maybe it was the Sage.
You think so?
Maybe, and they've won 2 in a row since Sage.
You said Michaelis burned the Sage, right?
Yep.
Well,
and
he had a
was on the
good game
mound last
yesterday.
night.
He threw 7 1/3 yesterday. He gave up 6 hits, 1 earned runs, 5 Ks, and 1 home run yesterday. It was a home run to Reese Hoskins in the first inning.
Yeah.
Is the only run that he gave up yesterday.
I was sitting up here doing Rebel Yell last night when that home run was
Rebel
hit.
Yell Hotline Show.
Yeah, and I was
from 6 to 7.
6 to 7
on
every Monday.
Mondays.
Yep. And right when that home run was hit, I said, "Well, here we go again."
Turn the game off.
I did.
You don't have to be embarrassed that you turn the game off. I turned plenty of them off.
I
in,
turned the game
in
off.
pure rage
I
and
could not-
frustration.
at the time, I could not watch. I
Couldn't
was also
take it.
reading a book, so I didn't really.
Oh,
I wasn't
that's,
really paying
you're
too
well
much
read
attention.
then. The Cardinals play again today
Mm-hmm.
with Matthew Liberatore on the mound. So yesterday, it's important to note that Miles Michaelis threw.
How many pitches?
99 pitches
Wow.
through 7 1/3. So Liberatore will get to that point probably after 3.
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2 innings today. It will take him 3 innings to throw 100 pitches. Hopefully not, though. See, what we're doing here is now I have to rail against everybody. So I'm going to start railing against pitchers.
Nolan Gorman, you're terrible.
Pretty much now, because that's ridiculous. But I'm pretty much going to rail against everybody that's struggling in the hopes
Right.
that it might propel them. But I have to do it into the microphone.
Tommy Edman.
I do not. Like, if we're gonna look at a 5 or 6 game sample size, sure, the guy is
Sure.
struggling, but that's a
But
terrible
overall, he's
sample.
not struggling at all.
That's a terrible sample size to take from when you're going to talk about whether or not a guy is struggling or not. Is 5 games over the course of a week? It's
I
just
completely
not.
agree.
It's just not a sample size worth talking about. But like I said, Cardinals play tonight. Liberatore's on the mound. Hopefully, we can beat those rotten Phillies. I hate the Phillies.
No, Dodgers.
I mean the Dodgers. Oh yeah, that's right. They
New
play the
series.
Dodgers tonight. New series because they're 5. They finished 2-2. Wow,
Yeah.
didn't lose a
Woo!
series. Unbelievable.
Split.
So they play
love
the
a good
Dodgers. That's
split.
right. They play the Dodgers starting tonight. That should be a sweep.
Fun.
So
what was that?
nothing. No. Yeah, just sweep that under the rug.
Yeah. Next topic.
Next topic. Yesterday, the Mets and Braves also played.
What a
Max
game.
Scherzer makes his second start since returning from injury and dominated yet again, I would
Mm-hmm.
say. 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 9 Ks, no walks, I believe, again. So 2 straight games. Not that he's famous for walking guys. He doesn't get to this point in his career for walking players. But 93 pitches yesterday in 7 innings again. How long will it take Liberatore to get to 93 pitches, Ryan? Not
2.5
very long.
innings.
2.5 innings, 3 innings. But unbelievable game from Max Scherzer. The Mets win 4-1. Honestly,
Yep.
not a bad game from Max Fried either. He only threw 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs. He walked 5 guys.
Yeah,
That's actually not good at all.
walks went great.
5 Ks. And the Mets take game 1 of that series. I saw a lot of Mets on Twitter, maybe because of my following of certain New York sports and Don LaGreca and the Michael
Right.
K show. I see a good bit of New York sports on Twitter, and man, they're going after the Braves. Called them the Disney Braves.
Wow.
The Candy Bleep Braves.
Wow.
A lot of saying the Braves championship last year was fraudulent and that they're going to dominate this series. This fresh off a series that the Mets lost
Yeah.
to the Marlins. And they're going to make fun of the Braves
Wow.
for being the Candy franchise here.
Wow.
Really unbelievable. Austin Riley, though, had an excellent game yesterday. Hit a home run again. He's really hot. Turned it on, certainly. And that is on the backs of him not being an all-star.
Yeah. A snub, as some would say.
That's the word they use,
the word
right?
they use.
And Austin Riley's certainly been playing good baseball
playing
here
really
as of
well.
late.
Local
And-
guy.
Yeah, he is
Yeah.
from Olive Branch, but we're going to claim him as
Sure.
Memphis, right?
The-
Well, we're on the
the,
radio in Olive Branch. It's
the
basically the Memphis area.
Tri-state area.
Tri-state area. Truly the tri-state area
Yeah.
because there's Arkansas and Mississippi and
Exactly.
Tennessee. 3
Yeah,
states.
Wow.
Tri-state area.
Genius.
I meant to mention, too, that Albert has announced he's going to be in the home run derby.
Yeah. What do you think about that? I know we
Whatever.
talked about it yesterday.
Whatever. Is it 2011? That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Very cool. I always wanted him to be in a
2022.
home run derby. He's not doing it in 2022. That's fine. I mean, that's cool. Who cares?
Who cares? Home run derby.
The home run derby is. I like the new format where they do head to head. It's more
The, like,
exciting that way.
tournament format?
Tournament format's
Yeah.
very cool. So it's cool that Albert's hitting in it. And I'm sure with a BP pitcher, I'm sure Albert's still gonna hit some
Sure.
bangers. That'd be great if he won too, though. That'd be
I don't
something
think he
else. Wow, you're gonna come out right and say it. He's not gonna win.
I don't think he's going to win. I don't think he has the stamina to win. I mean,
Really?
you've seen.
Not enough swings in it.
Yeah, well, I think we've seen in the past couple of years not to get like super in depth about
No,
the
please
home
do.
run derby.
I would love
but,
for you to
like,
get in depth about the
we've
home run
seen
derby.
like as you get further and you
Because it's timed. It's not like you get a certain amount of outs.
exactly, and you have to progress
You
through
get
a tournament.
you get a
setting.
timeout.
Yeah, but you get more and more tired as time goes on, and we've seen a lot of guys get fatigued in those late innings. And I just think when you're going up against these young hot bats, it's gonna be hard to keep up. Nothing against Albert. I just think the age and fatigue is going to get him.
Sounds like you hate Albert, which would make sense, honestly, because Bryant wasn't a Cardinals fan until he was a Rangers fan growing up. Then the Cardinals beat the Rangers
Not
in the World
true.
Series, and he was
Not
like,
true.
why am I cheering for this
Not
losing
true.
team?
Not
Let me
true.
pick up on the Cardinals.
Not a true statement.
No, it's actually because he started cheering for the Redbirds, and he just decided that I'm going to cheer for all these minor league guys to take the jobs of the
Also
major league
not
guys.
a true statement.
Well, which one's more true, do you think?
Neither.
Oh,
I don't
really?
think.
Neither has any
Neither.
truth to it?
Neither.
Interesting.
I actually despised the Cardinals for many years after they
Hate
beat
Albert. Not an Albert fan.
Nah, I didn't say that. You're putting more. Look.
No, that's a quote.
No. Look, Jay
I'm looking.
said yesterday that I am the king of reading the first two words of a text message and then responding.
Or just listening to the first two words of a sentence and
that
then
might
thinking
be
of a
true.
thought to say.
You're the king of putting words in my mouth. You're constantly putting words in my mouth.
Well, I don't think you take any. You don't take any reference of the things you've said in the past. So
No,
it's
I'll claim everything I've said.
I don't think you do.
I'll claim everything. Anything and everything.
Well, today the Braves play the Mets again. Spencer Strider on the mound.
Oh, the stash.
So he's had 7 really good starts now. 6 exceptional starts, 7 pretty good ones. 102 Ks.
They're super bought into Strider.
I mean, he could be the starter that puts him in the playoffs
I
and
noticed
makes another
last
World Series
week
run.
when they were playing the Cardinals that the Braves Twitter profile picture changed to an A with a mustache.
Wow, because Spencer Strider
notably has a mustache.
Well, and a little goatee he has as well.
Yeah.
Like a little, not a Van Dyke. It's not even a goatee. It's just a chin. You know, the little triangle on the chin. That's not a full goatee.
I don't know what you'd call that.
Because a goatee goes all the way on the chin as well. It's just right under the lip there.
Right.
David Peterson, a left-handed pitcher for the Mets,
He's been
throws
pretty good.
today. Yeah, 5-1 record, 3.48 ERA. However, I'm looking here, and Austin Riley in 10 ABs hitting 500 against this gentleman. So
maybe to record a hit.
Another good day for Austin Riley as well. Teams that nobody cares about here, but did play games yesterday that I want to talk about. The D-backs and the Giants played yesterday. That was the late game. I actually watched that game yesterday for no apparent reason. I was just looking for something to watch.
Baseball.
I turned that on. Dave McKay is a coach for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Right.
If you don't know Dave McKay, he longtime coach of the Cardinals, worked with Tony La Russa for a long time. It's almost criminal this guy's not coach. Still, he retired for a period of time. I think Tony La Russa was brought in as some kind of consultant or something in the front office for Diamondbacks, hired McKay.
Right.
McKay then also in a consulting role. Now he's coaching again. He's the first base coach right now for the D-backs. I was very surprised and shocked and a little bit upset, a little bit hurt deep down to see that Dave McKay is still coaching in baseball and not coaching for the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals fans that have been fans since longer than Brian has will undoubtedly remember Dave McKay. He's a good coach and a Cardinal legend. He's in the Cardinal Hall of Fame, actually.
Oh, wow.
He has a little red jacket.
Wow, good
A
for
legendary coach. So I was very surprised. I saw McKay at first. I'm like, that can't be Dave McKay. And I
sure
looked it up,
enough.
and it was Dave
Wow.
McKay. So I was a little upset by that. But in the game, really good game by the D-backs yesterday to
Yep.
get the win. Merrill Kelly, speaking of guys that had good outings, 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned, 2 walks, 4 Ks. A really good outing yesterday from Merrill Kelly.
Solid outing.
And also Dalton Varsho, a really big game. Who's one of my favorite players. I'll read you his.
I didn't see the game.
He had a hit and 2 RBIs and a walk. He left 1 on base. How about that? But a win for the D-backs, but really all that was brought up to say is that I saw Dave McKay in the game. Also, I'm still tired. Jock Peterson is regularly bleaching his hair, as he usually does, and it's still in the flock of seagulls style of hair. Yeah. And he was trying to throw a guy out at home, and before the ball even got to the infield, I'm like, that guy's not going to be out. And the really only reason was I saw who threw it, I saw his hair, and I said, that guy's not going to be out. You're not going to throw anybody out from the outfield when you have a flock of seagulls haircut. You might if you shave it all off.
Maybe.
You might if you have even if you want to have like a California dude haircut, it doesn't have to look like the flock of seagulls,
Yeah, it's
and you're not
going
to throw anybody out when you look like a Flock of Seagulls member. Also, if we could talk about a game that you were on yesterday, Bryant, the Rangers and the Oakland.
What a high-scoring game. I took the over. How about that?
10-8 the final score in that game. A really big game from Corey Seager, who hit a home run and is now homered in 4 straight games. How about that?
How about that?
You think he'll homer in 5 straight games?
They're playing the Athletics again, right?
Sure. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take him. Probably like plus 400.
Good. So
And
4 straight games. Let's take him for a 5th straight game today. And then Josh Smith yesterday, who I'm a really big fan of Josh Smith. He only hit 240. I believe he's a rookie, like a true rookie. He had a Little League home run yesterday. It was his only hit of the game. It drove in 3. It was an error in center field, and he ended up with a Little League home run yesterday to take that game to a 10-8 victory for the Texas Rangers.
Good for him. Adrian Martinez, the guy I was looking forward to watching, did not have a good game, so I didn't really.
So you turned it off?
Turned it off.
Did you turn it off, or did you not watch it?
I turned it off.
Oh,
I watched
yeah.
the first 2 innings.
2 innings. Well, you made it pretty far, though.
4.1
They do play the
innings
Angels.
pitched. How many? Wait. How many pitches did he throw?
I don't know.
Adrian Martinez threw 88 pitches in 4.1 innings. So, Matthew Libator-esque?
No, he wouldn't make it that far. Dak-esque.
You're right.
That's more like
That's
Dak.
Dak, yes. You're right.
If we're looking also at games that are happening tonight to round out the baseball, we mentioned the Cardinals and the Dodgers. Matthew Libator takes the mound again. The hefty lefty, like Jared Lorenzo.
Is that what you want to call him?
And they pitch again. They play against Mitch White today.
Mitch White.
For the Los Angeles Dodgers. Other games happening today. Dallas Keuchel on the mound in Arizona. They play against Logan Webb in San Francisco again. Another game in that series. Another late one. We mentioned Strider for the Braves today. Playing the Mets. Afternoon baseball, a doubleheader today. The White Sox play the Guardians. Shane Bieber on the mound for Cleveland. Dylan Cease taking the mound, who I thought was another all-star snub, takes the mound for the White Sox at night. And then another game that I care about that maybe nobody else does, the Pirates and the Marlins play tonight. A fellow named Stratton for Pittsburgh takes the mound. Chris Stratton is his name. And Daniel Castano for the Marlins takes the bump. So hopefully the Marlins can avenge their loss last night. And then last, but certainly not least, I think I said the last one was last.
You did.
Not least. Well, I got 2 more then. The Reds and the Yankees play.
Garrett Cole.
My favorite pitcher for the Reds, Ashcraft.
Graham Ashcraft. You're a big Ashcraft
Because
guy.
it's so dangerous to say Ashcraft on the radio because it sounds like something else so close. And then Garrett Cole takes the mound for the Yankees. And then the Red Sox and Rays. Chris Sale makes his triumphant return.
Do you think he rips a TV?
You know what?
Maybe.
You answered my question for me.
Wow.
And Corey Kluber, who's kind of struggled this year. But he's turned it on as of late. He had a pretty good June, I believe. I don't have the stats in front of me. But I think he had a much better June than he has had the rest of the year. That's going to be it for baseball talk. You have anything else for baseball before we move on, Bryant?
Seattle plays tonight.
Oh, I didn't mention your Mariners.
They
I
play
apologize.
the Nationals. I personally think this could be a game they lose. They've won 8 straight. They swept their last series against Toronto.
So you don't subscribe to bet them when they're hot. You're going to bet against them when they're hot because they're bound to lose at some point.
This is just a feeling.
Oh,
I
yeah?
just have a feeling like this could be, and I could be completely wrong. I just think this could be the game. Now, if you are...
You could be completely wrong.
If you want to ride
Josiah
a team
Gray.
that's hot...
They're playing against Josiah Gray.
Seattle is an underdog tonight.
Against Josiah Gray.
Against Josiah Gray.
On the road.
And Chris Flexen hadn't been great this year.
The Nationals are also on a 5-6 game losing streak, I believe.
So it could just be one of those
They
things
definitely got swept against the Braves.
where, really bad team, struggling, really good team, doing really, really well. They clash, and,
And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Well said,
I think
Brian.
it could be a loss for the mighty Mariners.
Wow. You want to bet that head-to-head? We'll talk about it at the break. When we come back, John Tesh is here to dish on Entertainment Tonight co-host Mary Hart and why he insists on playing round ball rock while making whoopee when we come back.
Get your afternoon started with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sang and Sports 56 Grind Time. Weekdays from 1 to 3 on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
It's time to vacation at home with Family Leisure. That's right. Enjoy a vacation in your own backyard with a little help from Family Leisure. Like play gyms and trampolines, they're now $500 off. And those trampolines, by the way, they've got that mesh on the side, so trampolines are now safe and you'll be the hit of the neighborhood. They've got hot tubs in stock and ready to go, and you can get up to $1,000 off when you pick them up. All kinds of do-it-yourself pool specials, like savings of up to $1,500 on all in-stock pools when you pick it up and install them yourself. And if you're looking for patio furniture, then stop on in, because they have tons in stock and they're ready for you to pick up. So get ready for that vacation at home with the help from Family Leisure. Family Leisure's Vacation at Home sale. It's happening right now at Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun truly do come together. When you think about insurance and you want great value without sacrificing great service, I want you to think one place: the Eflin Insurance and the entire Eflin Insurance team. Matt and his group of professionals will access 10 leading companies to find the right home and auto program that fits your budget and your absolute needs. The Eflin Insurance team, the number 386-GER, 386-4777. I love how Memphis loves golf, even city government. Overton Park is getting redone, Pine Hill is being completely renovated, and Fox Meadows is getting new greens. Public golf has never been better. There's a new app for your phone, Memphis Public Links, where you can make tee times, view special offers, get tournament information, find out the latest golf news, and virtually stay in touch. You can download it at the Apple App Store. There are several new golf tournaments this year, including the Mayor's Cup, and there will be a Player of the Year based on performances throughout the season. You can't beat Memphis golf. Galloway is in perfect shape. Audubon, right in the heart of the Poplar Corridor, is a true test of golf for any level of player. The city has invested in public golf like never before. So, if you haven't played a city course in a while, try it. I assure you, you're gonna love it. Memphis Public Links.
Hi, folks. Bill Russell at Russell Brothers Fine Jewelers. And I want to take just a minute to thank the many, many folks that have been letting us at Russell Brothers take care of their jewelry needs. And we've made a lot of friends over 5 decades. Since 1985, we've been at 4646 Poplar, providing the absolute best quality, value, and service on top of the most magnificent jewelry that is to be found in Memphis. We want each person that walks in our door, whether it's for an $8 battery or a $10,000 diamond, we want to prove to that person how much we value them. We've been serving Memphis for 37 years, and we're still enjoying every minute of it and every relationship that we've made. Whatever you need, whether it's a wonderful piece of jewelry for someone special or a simple jewelry or watch repair, we would love to have you join the growing list of those we serve at Russell Brothers Fine Jewelers, 4646 Poplar at Perkins.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
If you have damage to your home and have your insurance carrier involved, you need a great contractor. You also need a team that has seen claims of all shapes and sizes, residential or commercial. After our inspection, we'll share our findings and give you our professional opinion. Some people say you get what you pay for. However, our opinion is free. Trust the name you can depend on, like the tens of thousands of families Brian and I have served over the past 20 years here in the Mid-South. Brian Elder Roofing. We'll measure your roof from outer space and share our team's experience for your property and claim. Repaired roofs, replacement roofs, big roofs, tiny roofs, insurance roofs, flat roofs, TPO roofs, asphalt roofs, tile roofs, slate roofs, metal roofs. If your roof needs some love, call me, 901-867-0303 for Brian Elder Roofing and Contracting.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Belly Acres' motto is City-Fied Farm Fresh. The goal is simple: provide a fun, unique farm-to-table experience for the whole family. Two great locations, Regalia at 6130 Poplar and in Overton Square at 2102 Trimble Place. Overton Square hours Sunday through Thursday, 11A to 9P. Friday and Saturday, 11A to 10P. Regalia, Sunday through Thursday, 10:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Signature burgers are made from 100% grass-fed beef. Sandwiches, salads, and the best milkshakes anywhere. The burgers, so good, like the Dare Ya or the Double Dare Ya, and the melt in your mouth. And you have to try the Voodoo Moo Moo. It is the quality brand the Belly Acres team has developed using grass-fed beef with creative homemade toppings in a fun farm setting right here in the city. The goal at Belly Acres, to become even more sustainable as they grow. In Overton Square and in Regalia, the very best quality available in Memphis, burger shakes and smiles at Belly Acres.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM, presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
Lonely feeling deep inside. Find a corner where I can hide. Silent footsteps crowding me. Sudden darkness, but I can see. No sugar tonight in my coffee. No sugar tonight in my tea. No sugar to stand beside me. No sugar to run with me.
Have we heard this song this week?
I don't know, probably, right? I mean, we've had to have heard all of them with this one.
Sure.
Yesterday, Bryant, Summer League basketball was played.
Oh, love good Summer League basketball.
Yeah, also ESPN was ball sacked. I don't think I can
were.
say the name of the publication
No, you can't.
enough times.
Oh, enough time. I thought you can't say it on the
No, I
radio.
can say it. I'm
You
going to
can
say it. I can't say it enough times because it's like the one day ever I'm going to have on the radio to be able to talk about sports media commentary and also to say ball sack as many times as I want. Because ball sack sports tricked ESPN.
They got
and it's the
sacked.
one day that all of us here can sit on top of our high horses and look down with the hindsight, not hindsight, that's not the right word, but we occupy the credibility high ground today, don't we?
Because
I know the Grizzlies. We know the Grizzlies, and
ESPN got it
ESPN doesn't. Yeah. Why would you watch ESPN? We know the Grizzlies. We're Grizzlies guys. They don't know the Grizzlies.
The Grizzlies. We got the Grizzlies.
We can commentate on the 14th man on the roster way better than they can, and that's what else.
And that's why they got it wrong.
What else are you really looking for in sports media other than that?
Jake LaRavia talk?
I
mean,
certainly would never make a mistake on the radio.
Certainly
I've never
not.
made one in my
Ever.
life. Certainly not bringing up a story from like 2016 per se, or like citing incorrect statistics.
Certainly not.
I would never do that. It would never happen. Ever.
But credibility, it's going to be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and that being said, credibility returns tomorrow. Also, yesterday in a game, in the Knicks-Blazers games, RJ, Richard Jefferson, officiates the second quarter of the Blazers-Knicks game yesterday. You know what we call him, Bryant? Richard Refferson.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Get it?
I get it.
Because he was a ref. And his name is
He
Jeff.
went through all the training.
Yeah.
Be a
Richard
ref.
Refferson. He said it will help him broadcasting. It gives him a new perspective on talking about games. He did miss some calls, and Jorge Sedano was really going after him yesterday on the broadcast.
Wow.
Really
Good.
sticking
Give
it
it
to
to
him.
him.
Yeah.
Give it to
you know,
him.
hey, you want to be a ref? We're going to treat
We're
you like
gonna
a
treat you
ref.
like one.
Terrible call. Swallow the whistle. Blow the whistle. 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
He was out of bounds.
He got me on
That's
the
a
arm.
foul. You know, all the things you would yell
All
at
of them.
officials.
I saw.
That's all I can think
the
of.
only tweet I saw about it was that a lot of people said he fit in because he was bald like all the other officials.
He actually did look like a true official. I mean, I can't even lie. I can't say it's because it's bald because I might be bald. But he certainly fit in. He looked right at home as an official. Maybe more former players will become officials. Probably.
Probably not.
Probably not though.
Who would be, if you had to name one person to be an official that's a current or past NBA player, who would it be?
Richard Jefferson, because the name
Chris
is perfect.
Paul.
Great. Good, because he yells at refs, right?
Exactly.
And says misogynistic things to them.
Exactly.
Also, yesterday in the G League game, this is
Summer League.
I mean, Summer League. I call it the G League all the time. Yesterday in a Summer League game, in the Celtics game, they played the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Ryan hit the game-winning shot.
Yeah.
Matty Ice.
Matty Ice.
What a guy. Who knew? Dual sport athlete.
I didn't know. I thought he was in Indy.
I thought he was in Indy too, but apparently he's in
Boston.
Vegas and he's playing Summer League with Myles Garrett, who also warmed up with the Cavs yesterday. So now you have Matt Ryan playing for Boston and Myles Garrett playing for Cleveland.
Love that.
Well,
I thought you were going to bring up Beauchamp. It looked good.
No, I wasn't. You want to?
No, I just thought he looked good yesterday.
You had 25 seconds
no,
if you want to.
That's all. I thought he looked good.
Huh.
Grizzlies play tonight.
Yeah?
The Nets. You going to watch?
Probably going to be more indications that Santi Aldama should
exactly.
just quit
or that
basketball.
Jake LaRavia is a fantastic
Yeah, he's going to be a rotation player, probably 6th man of the year. We are done for the day. We're done for good. Day's back tomorrow. Thanks for putting up with us. Probably didn't, but that's all right.
I often